Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, keeping tabs. Ankle monitors will soon warn victims if a criminal is close by. Murder charges. Police accuse two men of killing a dentist they were trying to take money from. And discussing dollars, how you can influence Edmonton's budget and how the city spends your tax dollars.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
Data from ankle monitors in Alberta will now be available to more than just law enforcement. If the wearer gets too close to a previous victim, that person will receive a warning. The province says the technology will bring peace of mind to survivors of violent crime. CTV's Connor Hogg reports.
This isn't about offenders' rights. It's about a victim's right to live without looking over their shoulder.
The Alberta government is spending $4.1 million, part of Budget 2026, to make it easier for past victims of crime to know if the perpetrator is close by.
The victims of criminal acts will be able to receive alerts if an accused approaches a restricted location, such as a home or a workplace.
Public Safety Minister Mike Ellis says real-time alerts from ankle bracelet monitors will be sent to the wearer's previous victims if a border is breached.
I've seen actual fear in the victim's eyes, and it's a fear that dictates where they shop, where they work, where they can even feel safe letting their children play in a park.
Advocates for victims of domestic violence say the opt-in policy is a step in the right direction.
I think it's a really important step in systemic change, and we were very pleased to see the announcement of ankle monitoring, last year, and I think this just furthers the commitment.
Put some of that power back in the hands of victims and their families so that they can create safety. It's not about taking away other people's rights, it's about creating that safety.
There's also support from NDP leader Naheed Nenshi, though he says he'll be waiting to see how the government follows through.
We have a serious problem in the province with domestic violence, in particular with increasing rates of violent crime, and the UCP's so-called law and order agenda hasn't really helped very much. So listen, this is a good thing, but it has to be part of a broader anti-crime and public safety strategy.
Ellis says that some of the money could be used to purchase more ankle monitors if they're needed. Danielle Smith says if that's the case, she'll do her best to make it happen.
If the courts decide that they need more, then I'll be putting pressure on Mike to buy more.
Ellis says the new notification technology will be up and running later this year. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
The Premier says the earliest Albertans could see relief from the provincial portion of the gas tax would be June 1st. Smith says Alberta is not in a position to do it sooner, especially if oil prices drop drastically again.
Now we're entering a budget year where we already know we're going to face a $9.4 billion deficit with another $1.5 billion that is not going to be available to us. I guess we're just not prepared to take that risk. We haven't realized any surplus revenues for the next budget year, and that's the reason why the legislation is written the way it is.
Smith says her government will look at other affordability measures, but didn't specify what they could be. 4 more recall petitions for United Conservative Party MLAs have failed. Elections Alberta deemed a 5th petition targeting a new Democrat invalid for missing the submission deadline. Alberta's Justice Minister Mickey Amery is the highest profile politician of the bunch. The petition to have him removed got about 5% of the required signatures. So far, 26 recall petitions have failed. 2 petitions still in progress have until June 10th to collect the required number of signatures. Edmonton Fire says everyone made it out safely after a townhouse went up in flames in North Edmonton. Fire crews were called at about 11 o'clock this morning to the complex at 141st Avenue and 121st Street. Crews say they could see the heavy smoke from blocks away. The district chief says they were able to make sure the flames didn't spread.
Yeah, it was tough. It started in the basement and got into the main floor and top floor and into the roof, so they were able to contain it from both sides with ladders, and there was approximately 28 firefighters on scene, so it was tough with weather conditions, but they did a good job. No one was injured. All occupants were out.
The district chief says the unit is a total loss. Investigators are still looking for the cause of the fire. The parents of a man from Edmonton shot and killed by a co-worker were hoping to see changes to when convicted murderers could apply for parole. That hope was shattered this afternoon as the bill, named after their son Brian, was defeated in the House of Commons. CTV's Amanda Anderson reports.
We can't bring back our loved ones, but we can try to make subtle changes to our system.
That's why Diane and Mike Alisic traveled to Ottawa from Edmonton to see a private member's bill named after their son Brian voted on in the House of Commons. Brian Alisic, a 35-year-old father, was one of 3 armored car guards killed by a co-worker while servicing an ATM at Hub Mall in 2012. A 4th person shot survived. Travis Baumgartner was sentenced to life in prison without the chance of parole for 40 years for the murders, one of the harshest sentences in Canadian history, until a Supreme Court decision in 2022 that allows him to apply for parole after 25 years.
We know that parole hearings traumatize victims. We do not want victims to be subjected to parole hearings every 12 to 16, 18 months.
As it now stands, if a convicted murderer applies for parole and is denied the first time, he or she can apply for another parole hearing just 1 year later, and year after year after year.
Bill C-243, or Brian's bill, would have spaced out parole hearings to 5 years.
And the House will now proceed to the vote.
Conservative members in the House overwhelmingly voted for the bill.
All those at my right in favor of the motion will please rise. 6th row on my right. Oh, come on. 5th row on my right.
It was a different story on the other side of the House.
I declare the motion defeated.
Brian's bill was defeated 136 to 192.
The bill isn't about politics. It's about people. It's about victims. It's about families whose lives have been shattered by senseless, brutal violence.
Kerry Diot calls the result disappointing, saying he won't stop pushing the Liberal government on parole reform. Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
City Council wants to know how you would build Edmonton's next budget. In December, Council will set the city's financial path forward through the end of the decade. This time, it's taking a new approach to that process. Mayor Andrew Knack is hosting 12 public feedback sessions throughout April to hear from Edmontonians. One meeting will be held in each city ward with the ward's councillor in attendance. Knack believes the interactive engagement will give people a better understanding of the trade-offs that come with tax cuts.
The only ways you can do that are by significantly reducing transit service and policing and fire rescue. And so when you start to provide and paint a clear picture about the impact of decisions like that, I think we get better feedback.
The mayor says council kept taxes artificially low during the COVID years, which led to big increases more recently. His goal is to find a middle ground for property taxes through this process. If you can't attend a meeting in person, you can still fill out a budget survey on the city's website. Connor McDavid reached a new career milestone during last night's game against the Utah Mammoth.
Last year, he's right back on track. Here's a chance. McDavid, a bouncing puck, scores!
McDavid scored a goal, number 400 during the second period, later added an empty netter. McDavid now has 401 career goals in 784 games. With their 5-2 win over Utah, the Oilers passed the Vegas Golden Knights for second in the Pacific Division. So tomorrow night's game against that same Vegas team is a big one, with the Oilers now ahead by 1 point.
Yeah, obviously a little extra motivation for those types of games, and it's not quite the playoffs, but, you know, it almost feels like that a little bit and kind of a precursor to the playoffs.
Yeah, there's a lot on the line here, not only for making playoffs, but seeding and, you know, maybe it's a home ice advantage situation hitting playoffs time.
Tomorrow night's game in Las Vegas begins at 7:30. The Edmonton Oil Kings begin their quest to become Western Hockey League champions this Friday. The third-place Oil Kings face the sixth-place Saskatoon Blades in the first round of the WHL playoffs. It's the first time these two teams have met in the playoffs since 2008. The last time the Oil Kings were crowned WHL champions was 2022. Game 1 is Friday at 7 o'clock at Rogers Place. Boy, Josh, I bet the Oil Kings wish they were headed to Vegas for the first round of their playoff series, given the weather we've got going around here.
Although, I mean, it's almost too hot in the Southwest U.S. They have been through a historic heat streak here over the last little while. Not quite the case here at Edmonton. -11 Downtown right now, a little bit of a breeze, so it's feeling a little closer to minus 20. Once you factor in wind chill, minus 12's off to the north of the city. I think minus 10's probably going to end up as the daytime high for today. So 14 degrees colder than average, 4 degrees, the average daytime high. By the weekend, the average daytime high climbs to 6. Temperatures should be a lot warmer than today and tomorrow, but we're still not getting back to around average until maybe the end of next week. There was the snow that went through early in the day today. There it is. You can see that little heavier band that rolled through sort of mid-afternoon. That's now way off to the east and starting to break down. So done with the snow for tonight. There's a slight chance of maybe a couple scattered flurries early tomorrow morning, but I think most of that's going to stay to the south of us. For the most part, just mostly cloudy skies tomorrow. And yeah, another cold one. Minus 16 tomorrow morning, minus 9 for a high in the afternoon. At least the wind will be fairly light. Back a little closer to 0 for a daytime high once we get to Friday. And then we just kind of hover is somewhere in that +2 to -2 range all of next week. So might be the Easter weekend before we see temperatures back to around average. We'll take a closer look at that and the rest of your forecast in a couple minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, 2 men are facing murder charges following the death of a dentist.
This was a targeted attack. One of the suspects was acquaintances, knew the victim.
The CTV drone powered by Century Casino. 3 great locations, Edmonton, St. Albert, and Century Mile. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
2 men have been charged in the death of a dentist in St. Albert. Mounties say they were trying to get money from the woman. CTV's Evan Kenny reports.
A restoration company works to fix this home in St. Albert, damaged in a fire last month, a fire that revealed a body inside.
RCMP went in and confirmed that May Diab, 59-year-old resident of the home, was deceased.
Paul Gagnon lives next door. His dad called 911 when the fire broke out. He says his family would help Diab with maintenance.
We were taking care of her garden in the back and all the walkways for the snow. She was a very kind lady, soft-spoken.
Diab was a dentist. Someone with the same name worked at Windermere Pediatric Dentistry. We tried calling the office.
Thank you for calling Windermere Pediatric Dentistry. The office will be closed for an undetermined amount of time.
We obtained a great deal of really good quality surveillance footage from residents and businesses that really assisted early on.
RCMP have charged Mohammed Orfali with first-degree murder and Mohammed Mansour with indignity to human remains and accessory after the fact to murder.
This was a targeted attack. One of the suspects was acquaintances, knew the victim. We do know, based on our evidence thus far, that there was the ultimate goal was to get money from the victim.
The death and circumstances around it worry neighbors.
It's never a good thing to hear about, you know. It's kind of freaky that something like that could have happened while I was at home, you know, just a couple meters away from the scene.
RCMP would not confirm the cause of death. The 2 accused will appear in court in the coming weeks. Evan Kenny, CTV News, St. Albert.
Police have charged a 56-year-old man with sexual assault against women he met on dating apps. William McMullen is facing a number of charges, including sexual assault, unlawful confinement, and voyeurism. Police say the accused met women on social media apps before inviting them to his home. Investigators allege that's where he drugged and sexually assaulted them. The charges stem from a report from last April. Police are investigating 4 separate incidents. McMullen will be in court Friday. A 46-year-old man is facing a number of charges after police seized drugs from a home in southeast Edmonton. Police say they found more than $100,000 in drugs at a home near Woodvale Road and 38th Avenue. The seizure includes a gun, fentanyl, meth, GHB, and 2 vials of testosterone. Police say officers also found $4,600 in cash. An Alberta Legislature committee has recommended a new Auditor General. Philip Peters is currently the General Counsel and Ethics Officer within the office. If he takes over, Peters will have to complete a high-profile investigation into questions around health contracts. Current Auditor Doug Wiley was unable to finish that investigation before the end of his term. The opposition NDP claims the UCP government removed Wiley to protect its own interests. Still to come tonight on CTV News, how the province is encouraging employers to hire workers as young as 15.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
For those of us tired of the snow, yeah, raise your hands, me right here. Some good news, Josh.
Snow. This is good. We need the moisture. We need the moisture.
If you say so. It's finally stopped snowing out there, though.
Yeah. For now.
I'm sure I'll still have to brush my car off.
Yes, you will. There is.
She'll do it for me. No?
No. You leave before I do. Otherwise, I would. River Valley Skycam is brought to you by Action Furnace. Fix right over. It's free. It's minus 11 in Edmonton right now under mostly cloudy skies. Matt mentioned the snow has now moved way off to the east. Minus 15 Fort McMurray, minus 15 in Grand Prairie, minus 8 in Red Deer. And as we said, it's a little breezy across parts of the province, and that has been the case for most of the day. Feeling in the mid-minus 20s in Fort McMurray through most of this afternoon. Minus 15 Red Deer, minus 18 in Edmonton with wind chill. There's your cold warning north of Fort McMurray. Wind chill in the minus 40 range, and snowfall warnings that were in place northwest of Edmonton ended earlier this afternoon. This remains in effect, though, through the mountain parks. I think the heaviest of the snow is done, but watch what happens with this next little push of moisture that comes in from the southwest. Here's what went through today. That snow fizzling out as it moves off to the east. Here's what's coming in for overnight tonight. So you'll get another blast of some heavy snow there from Jasper south towards Banff. Nordegg area gets a couple centimeters worth of snow. There's a slight chance this is 3 a.m. Early tomorrow morning, the southern part of the Edmonton region may get grazed with a few scattered flurries. I think most, probably all of this, though, stays to the south of us. Red Deer, you could pick up a couple centimeters of snow early in the morning, and then that'll move out, looks like by mid to late morning. Here in Edmonton, just mostly cloudy skies with some clearing late in the day. Mix of sun and cloud for Friday. More snow for northwestern Alberta Friday afternoon. And by Monday, we get another chance of some accumulating snow here in Edmonton. So far from done with this. Minus 23 in Fort McMurray, minus 24 Grand Prairie tomorrow morning, about minus 16 in Edmonton. Highs near minus 10 in the northeast, minus 13s. Grand Prairie, Peace River tomorrow. Jasper gets to plus 2, but that'll be one of the few spots anywhere in the province that gets above 0 tomorrow. Red Deer minus 7 and closer to minus 10 in Lloydminster. Minus 16 tomorrow morning, cloudy skies through this evening. A couple of sunny breaks occasionally through the day tomorrow. Minus 9 for a daytime high. Wind tomorrow evening is going to drop into the minus 15 to minus 20 range and then start to climb. So by Friday morning, we're up to about minus 12, and by Friday afternoon, close to 0. Minus 2 and minus 1 with mostly cloudy skies Saturday, Sunday. There's some snow Monday of next week. You know what? Thursday of next week could be a couple centimeters worth of snow. And really not much change to temperatures here. As we said earlier, minus 2 to plus 2 range for daytime highs right through to the end of next week. Somewhere through that Easter weekend, though, should see daytime highs back closer to average and a handful of degrees above 0.
All right, Josh, thank you. While the winter-like weather may be hanging on, MacEwan University is looking ahead to the summer by holding a job fair for students. Students and employers came together today at the inaugural Get to Work Fair to explore seasonal job opportunities. Employers in public and private sectors attended, each with at least one open position for a student to fill.
Job search, especially for students, is really tough. It's really hard to find some great opportunities, but I mean, you have to work hard to have something, so that's what I'm doing right now.
For the job market, especially right now, is not the best that it's ever been, but I do feel more optimistic for students.
The fair is meant to help students find jobs to gain experience and skills in their chosen fields. The Alberta government will spend $20 million over 3 years to subsidize wages for workers in the 15 to 24-year-old age range. The province says the money is expected to help about 3,500 employers hire more than 8,700 young Albertans. Alberta's jobs minister says it will help businesses like Patricia Street Deli.
So businesses like the Patricia Street Deli that are embracing the training opportunity, which comes with risks, there's no question. but embracing that they are building Alberta, they're building the community, and we owe them and businesses just like them a huge debt of gratitude.
Knowing that these young people, they are our future, and so Glenn and I believe that we have an important job to do.
So far, 859 youth have been approved for jobs through the incentive. When we return, a pool promise kept, an Olympic athlete teaching a 7-year-old girl in Alberta how to dive.
I would not be where I am today without all the mentors that helped me get here.
CTV News at 5 continues.
A Canadian Olympic bobsledder who traded the pool for the track is now inspiring a girl in Alberta. Fresh off his appearance last month in Milan, the athlete is now fulfilling a promise he made to a 7-year-old to teach her how to dive. CTV's Tyson Vidor has their story.
It's a moment grade 1 student Kaylee Wilshire did not think would happen. Before the Winter Olympics, Kaylee got to introduce a member of Canada's men's bobsled team in front of her school. That's when she became fascinated with Johan Eskrik Parkinson's journey from the water to the ice.
He could do diving, and it doesn't matter which sport you could do, and also it doesn't matter if you can do two things at the exact same time.
Eskrik Parkinson narrowly missed qualifying for Team Jamaica at the 2024 Paralympic Games for diving, so he pursued bobsledding, making his first Olympic appearance this year in Italy. Kaylee connected with his story.
He said, I want to follow up with you. I got to go to Olympics, so be right back. And then he did. And that just like his integrity and who he is.
I think it's a story of mentorship. I would not be where I am today without all the mentors that helped me get here from when I was her age, around when I started diving.
The pair reconnected on the diving board. She started small before moving higher.
Jumping off the 5-high board.
Kaylee loves diving, a sport she one day hopes to compete in at the Olympic level.
You can do lots of cool moves, and that you can also dive headfirst.
Several previous injuries only made her more brave on the diving board high above the water. With each plunge, Kaylee shows no fear.
I cracked my head open 2 times, and also I broke my elbow. But I kept going.
For Eskrik Parkinson, mentoring the next generation in a sport he loved growing up has been rewarding, but not enough for him to possibly think of qualifying for the Games in Los Angeles in 2028.
I think I put on 30 pounds in the last 2 years or so, and getting back into diving would require a complete physique change, a complete mental change. So I think I'm going to stick with bobsled as long as I can.
Tyson Fedor, CTV News, Calgary.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.